Hello everyone, I'm Jason Core, and today I will talk about my term project, the Galactose functionalized photocurable biodegradable polymer for hepatocyte culture. And this is the outline I will talk about in this order. So the SGPR is a kind of transmembrane protein, and is currently observed in the liver cell. A normal mature liver cell has approximately 500,000 SGPR, and about 10% of SGPR is expressed on the cell membrane. And SGPR has specific recognition and combination of some glycoprotein with galactosyl and N-acetylgalactosamine groups at the ends. And the main function of SGPR is to remove acetylglycoprotein and apoptotic cells in the blood circulation system. So here I use a kind of biodegradable and biocompatible polymer PGS. Since all synthetic methods of PGS are based on the polycondensation of glycerol and sebacic acid, both precursors used to synthesize PGS are natural component found in the body. The glycerol is a basic building block of lipid, and sebacic acid is a medium to long-chain fatty acid omega oxidase neutral metabolic intermediates. Another advantage of PGS is the ability to turn its machinery to improve the properties, especially stiffness, by making simple changes to the polymerization and curing procedure. So for example, the Young's module of PGS is reported in the range of 0.77 to 1.9 MPa when only the curing time is changed, while the reported values are in the range of 0.01 to 5 MPa when the monomer stoichiometry of the PGS is changed. And in contrast, the tunable stiffness value for PCR, PGA, and PLGA are around 0.2 to 0.3 MPa, around 7 GPa, and 1.4 to 2.8 MPa respectively. In addition to the elastic modules, the ultimate tensile strength and the elongation at break of PGS can also be controlled over a wide range by changing the process parameter. The UTS value of PGS is higher than 5 MPa, and the elongation is higher than 267%. In contrast, the value for PLGA, PGA, and PCR range from the 41 to 55 MPa and 3 to 10%, 70 MPa and below 3%, and 21 MPa and 300 to 500% respectively. Therefore, the use of PGS can cover a wide range of properties, which is relevant to support the wider application of this polymer in the biomedical field. However, the PGS fabrication presents multiple shortcomings, including the requirement of high temperature, low vacuum, and long curing time during fabrication, as well as the difficult to fabricate the complex 3D structures since the thermal cured PGS also require vacuum during the curing process. And this disadvantage hinder the application of PGS in tissue engineering and its further mass production. So to meet the need of alleviating the harsh synthesized condition while maintaining the prime mechanical and degradation properties, the improvements in synthesized condition of PGS are greatly needed. Thus, PGS-A was synthesized to accommodate these needs. The polymer was first published by the Niches in 2007, where acrylate groups were included in PGS central backbone, allowing it to be cured rapidly at ambient temperature to form the polymeric network with the wide range of mechanical properties. The PGSA is biocompatible and biodegradable elastomer that utilizes the free radical polymerization to fabricate the photocurable version of PGS. And PGS as the starting material of PGSA is an FDA-approved polymer. Its biocompatibility and biodegradability have been proven to be superior. and its mechanical properties are suitable for scaffold in soft tissue engineering. So the experimental suggestion that first we will synthesize the PGSA-LA and then prepare it to the film and then just measure its polymer characterization and do the cell viability and the cell functional test. So due to the specific binding of interaction between the SGPR and the glytose, here we introduce glytose to increase its adhesion and proliferation to hepatocytes and synthesize new polymer PGSA-LA. And first put the binding acid, adenomine, NHS, and EDC all dissolved in the DNF and reacted for 12 hours. And remove the solvent with rotary evaporator and blending with PGSA and photoinitiator TPO. Finally obtain the PGSA-LA by photocuring. And in order to confirm whether PGSA-LA had successfully synthesized, the FTIR spectrum showed the peak of the amide bond appear in the 1650 inverse centimeter. And when the concentration of the carbonic acid increased, the peak of the amide bond also increased, and the hydroxyl group also increased following the concentration of the carbonic acid increase in the 3200 to 3400 inverse centimeter. And the initial cell attachment behavior of hepatocytes onto the surface of the glytose derivative blended film was studied as shown in the figure. The cell attachment was determined at 3 hours and after cell seeding, and the cell attachment was markedly enhanced with increasing the blended ratio of carbonic acid in the PGSA film. That is the truth for the SGPR can combine with the carbonic acid to achieve the initial attachment. And next is the cell viability. The figure shows a general increase of cell in the hepatocyte culture on the substrate material in the 14 days period. PGSA substrate didn't have a significant proliferation, but the cell still can grow on it. And the film of the PGSA blending with the carbonic acid promotes the hepatocyte attach on the substrate and proliferate well in the 14 days periods. Especially the cell attachment and proliferation increase follow with the concentration of the carbonic acid. So next is the urea synthesis is a key function of the hepatocytes, enabling the transformation of ammonia into the urea. Typically, it had been shown that synthesis of urea by in vitro cultured hepatocytes on glycosylated surface is maintained for longer than non-glycosylated substrate. Although the cells do lose their functionality over time, although the TCPS significantly increased the cell number over the course of the 7 days, there was a loss of metabolic function. The large increase in PGSA of mixed glycose results in a significant increase in the urea synthesis compared to the PGSA, and the increase in PGSA-LA surface urea synthesis at the day 7 time point suggests that cells may have regulated their local environment to form the functional structure that can sustain liver-specific function. So the conclusion is the PGSA was effectively functionalized with saccharides in order to create a film surface, which was suitable substrate for the cell adhesion, growth, and maintenance of hepatocytes and retention of some hepatocyte-specific function like the urea synthesis. And by varying the concentration of the carbonic acid, the cell attachment and proliferation can be increased. And by confirming that hepatocytes can have good attachment and proliferation on the 2D membrane, and even have a good differentiation function, there is a great potential for the future 3D printing for the liver scaffold. And this is my main reference, and thank you for attention.